Alright folks, Bubba here again. I'm going to do this little quick video basically on this whole hurricane prepping thing. Sitting here on my back porch in my wife beater, drinking me a cup of coffee and smoking a cigarette. So y'all are going to have to just bear with that. I apologize. But I've never considered myself a prepper of sorts, or one of those off-grid preppers I've seen. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's just never what I've considered myself. I don't have 5,000 gallons of water and 14 years of food and, you know, all that stuff. I consider myself prepared. It's a little bit different. Now, if something were to happen, the zombies came or the world ended, yes, it'd be smart to have all that food and everything stacked up. I consider myself prepared is what I say is if a storm comes, for instance, you know, a hurricane maybe, you should always already have plenty of water laying around the house. You should have excess food, and you should have, you know, stuff, extra stuff. I'll just go through the list. That's basically why I'm making this video, is how to prepare for a natural disaster. And in my ideas, this is my own personal preference. This is how I do it. I'm not saying I do it right, and I'm not saying this is the only way. I'm just saying this is what I do, and this is how I've done it, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I do and why I do it. First, I'm going to start off and tell you why I started saving water like this. I forgot to pay my water bill. Paid all the rest of the bills, didn't pay the water bill. Water got cut off. Well, what you gonna do? You gotta go to the bathroom. You got a kid. got a little girl running around. You gotta do things. You gotta wash your hands, brush your teeth in the morning. You need water. So what I started doing is every time we finish a gallon of milk, I'd wash it out real good, run hot water in it, let it sit, clean it out again. Excuse me. That's delicious. This nice cold weather on this back porch. About time we got some cool weather in Georgia. I have missed it dearly. But back to the story. Get the water jug, the milk jug, fill it with water. And then what you do is you stick it on the back porch or somewhere dark. The sun ain't going to get to it. But I do two different steps. I got a bunch of jugs that go on my back porch, and I put 3 to 5 drops of chlorine in each one of them. Not chlorine, but bleach. 3 to 5 drops of bleach in each one of them. And I stick them on this back porch. There's a few of them right over there. I stick them on this back porch right here, underneath this table, and they stay there. And I use those ones, got an itch, I use those jugs for hygiene. I use those for the bath toilets, you know, the bathroom, the toilets, washing your hands, got to clean your central areas, stuff like that. 3 drops of bleach ain't going to hurt nothing. You can drink it and it'll be just fine. Then I keep about 6 or 7 at least inside the house underneath I got a breakfast counter thing. I don't know what you want to call it, but that's where I keep at least 6 gallons. I went and looked yesterday. I got 6.5 gallons. Now, anybody can save water like this, but it's best if you change it out. I say once a month. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes it's longer. But I say once a month. All of mine right now, except for the ones out here on the porch, are all fresh. The ones in the house I use for cooking, brushing my teeth, get me a glass of ice water, you know. But if you got no power, you ain't gonna have ice. But a glass of water. I use it for everything that I don't want bleach in it. You know, there might be a little taste, there might not be. I don't know. But I use those in the house. They stay underneath that nook in the dark, and I change them out and I keep them fresh. So there's my water supply. I probably got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I see right there here beside me, and then 6 or 7 underneath there. So that's, you know, 14 gallons of water or more. Not to mention the other ones under, what are those little orange juice bottles? We buy the big Tropicana orange juice bottles. I got a few of those. So those are like, what, half gallons? And then that's my water. That's plenty of water, especially if you do it right. You know, you're not going to drink water nonstop. And how many people honestly drink, you know, a gallon of water a day? Honestly, y'all probably drink sodas and everything else. There's no telling. But either way, now back to the food thing. Every time I go shopping, I do my normal grocery shopping. And then I buy an extra bag of rice, a can of Spam. I like Spam. If you don't judge. Mind your business. I buy canned mushrooms. I buy Bear Creek pre-made dehydrated meals. They're kind of like the Mountain House that everybody knows about, but they're a third of the price. Tastes just as good, if not better to me. Almost every single bag serves 8 people. 8 people is what it says. Now, I've eaten them a lot. I take them every time I go camping or hiking, and I say they feed me about 5 times. So that's 5 meals in one bag for $2.99 or less, depending on where you go. But I buy an extra bag of that every time I go shopping. I'll buy pasta noodles. I'll buy just a box or two. I try to, I don't spend maybe $10 extra every time I go shopping to buy some of these dry foods. And I stick them. I got one of those 3-tier plastic drawer things. And then I got in my pantry one whole shelf dedicated to dry rice, beans, pastas, different stuff like that that ain't going to go bad anytime soon. For if the power goes out, the water supply is ruined, I want to go camping or anything, I use that. And $10 a paycheck, it's not going to hurt you. It's 2 packs of cigarettes, a couple cold beers at your local bar. I like a couple cold beers, but I'd rather have food when I need it. So you make that little sacrifice, and it'll pay off in the long run. Another thing I do is I got a Coleman stove, like one of those big green camp ones, and I always keep a couple extras in my closet over there that I don't take camping. I don't do nothing with them. I do rotate them with the ones I take camping when I go car camping. I keep a couple extra of those, and I also keep the small ones for my little camp stove. What do you call that? A jet bowl or whatever that thing is. I got about 4 or 5 of those canisters, and I probably got about 6 of the green ones. But I keep those. I make sure my stove is in good shape. I make sure I got plenty of fuel. And I make sure that if the power goes out, I can boil water. I can cook me some dinner. And the cool thing is when the power first goes out and everything dethaws, you're going to be eating real good. Because that big old steak I got sitting in the freezer is going to be the first thing I cook. I'll tell you that right now. But if you make these little things, they make a big difference in the long run. I didn't go buy 400 pounds of rice to start with. I bought a bag, and I bought a bag every time I go. So I got a buttload of rice, and I like beans, so I got a whole bunch of rice and beans. But one bag at a time, $1 here, $1 there. And I have found personally that that's the best way for me to do it, because I can't go and drop $200-300 on one of those fancy boxes of end of the world meals. Oh, that's a good cup of coffee. Y'all just don't know. Fresh local honey from a guy down the road. Nice dark rich chocolate. Ooh, boy, I love it. Anyways, back to what I was saying. If you do these little things, one thing at a time, bag of rice, gallon of water, rotate your water, rotate your rice. I cook out of that same rice, but I go from left to right and I refill, like a wood pile. I stock this side up first. I eat from that side and work my way over. That way, when I'm done, I got fresh rice. I just rotate. Same thing with my noodles, my pastas. And I also, because I like good flavors, I stock up on seasonings. I don't think I can show you the counter from here, but I got a lot of dry seasonings. A lot of fresh, I guess you'd call them organic fancy seasonings I got from a buddy of mine. I grow my own garlic, so I got a bunch of garlic. I like to have flavors in my food, so I keep extra seasonings. I got a whole entire area in my cabinets just for seasonings. I also buy those ragu pre-made sauces. That way I can go ahead and have something to add into my pastas and all that stuff. I'm not going to drag on, so just these little things. Whatever you think you might need, make sure. This is my mindset. This is what I do. If I can cook it, prepare it, clean it, whatever, while camping, I have extras of those supplies in case my power does go out or the water does get ruined. Anything. Hot water, you can, I got pots, boil water, take you a hot bath. I don't know how to waste a whole bunch of water in a bath, but clean your areas that you need to be cleaning. But that's just how I do things. I just wanted to make this quick little video to tell you to be prepared ahead of schedule. Now, I know this video ain't going to help y'all now who are struggling and shuffling and running to Walmart to try to find a case of water. But you ain't probably bought a case of water all year, and now you got no water. Be prepared ahead of time. And if you're in a location where you've got to pack your stuff and go, I wouldn't suggest doing 1-gallon jugs. I'm living in middle Georgia. There's a small chance that I'm going to get flooded out to the point where I can't grab nothing and go. But on that note, I also have a bunch of regular sized bottles of water where I could throw a 12-pack of water in my book bag and get on down the road with a bunch of those dry, dehydrated meals. And I can go and have me 5, 6, 7, 8 days worth of food in my backpack. Things to think about. So that's all I really got today. I appreciate y'all joining me. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, wherever the buttons are at. I'm not sure. Share with your friends if you like this video. Comment. Share it around. If you got some extra comments or criticization or whatever you want to call it, or better information, make a comment down there and let me know. But this is Bubba with Save It Outdoor Survival, and I appreciate y'all watching. God bless and have a wonderful day. And y'all out there in that storm, y'all stay safe. Say your prayers. Keep your head above water. Thank y'all.